call the meeting to order, and thank you, lady and gentlemen in the audience, for attending. Township of Lacey Caucus Meeting, May 11th, 2017. I'll read the statement. Adequate notice of this meeting has been given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act pursuant to Public Laws 1975. Said notice was advertised in the Lacey Beacon and was posted on the bulletin board showing the time and place of the meeting. Let's rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 1, special use permit. Cornerstone at Lacey grand opening, May 31st, 2017.
This is the Walters Development Group project that is over here off of Municipal Lane and Calvin Street. They're having the ribbon cutting ceremony on May 31st. Since the development is for residential living, obviously this is outside the scope of their approval, so they need to get a special use permit. So they're looking for permission to hold an event in the parking lot from 11 to 3 on the 31st of May. So I just need approval.
Move it.
Motion?
Second, please.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And of course, you each have gotten your invitations for that as well.
Yes, we have. Item number 2, PAC 156, Fishing Derby, Mill Pond Lake, May 19th, 2017.
This has become an annual event over the past couple of years with regards to the Fishing Derby. It's on the first lake by the Mill Pond basketball courts. Obviously, they set it up and they barricade the street from Mill Street to Lakeside Drive. We usually have a special officer there. The barricades are provided through the Public Works Department, and they just need permission to use that. And we've done it in the past and have had no problems.
Move it.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And that's all I have for this agenda this evening.
Okay. Motion to close the meeting?
Move it. Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting closed. We're going to move right over to township meeting, folks. Township of Lacey Township Meeting Statement. Adequate notice of this meeting has been given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act pursuant to Public Laws of 1975. Said notice was advertised in the Asbury Park Press and the Lacey Beacon and was posted on the bulletin board showing the time and place of the meeting. We'll have a salute to the flag and a moment of silence. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 1, second reading of ordinance 2017-13, setting the salaries for the recreation staff.
In ordinance of the Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, amending an ordinance entitled an ordinance of the Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, fixing and determining the salaries, wages, and compensations of the officers, employees, and members of the governing body of the township. This is for the recreational seasonal staff, which includes the beach patrol, the recreation staff, the bus drivers, the assistant supervisors, the supervisors, and the seasonal summer laborers. These are hourly rates for these young men and ladies. Open the floor.
I'd like to open the floor at this time for public comment.
Seeing none, motion to close the floor.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Motion on the ordinance.
Motion on the ordinance.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Kurtolo?
Yes. Resolution 2017-144, appointing seasonal employees for the recreation department.
Resolution to Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, authorizing the employment of seasonal employees for the Recreation Department. These are the summer rec kids for our Parks and Playgrounds program and our Beach Patrol program and our extended school year program over at the high school, in addition to our special event staff, our bus drivers, and our skate park monitors.
Move it.
Motion? Second?
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Kurtolo?
Yes. Resolution 2017-145, authorizing a donation to the Ocean County Fire Training Academy.
Resolution of the Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing the donation of a fire truck to the Ocean County Sheriff's Department for use by the Ocean County Fire Marshal at the Ocean County Fire Training Academy. This is vehicle 6041 that it's the 1986 Pierce fire truck that the Fire Academy is going to be using as a training vehicle that is being donated on behalf of the township, which was one of the vehicles we were getting rid of at the Forked River Fire Company.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Kurtolo?
Yes. Item number 4, Resolution 2017-146, authorizing a donation to the New Jersey Fire Engine and Equipment Museum.
Resolution to Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, authorizing the donation of a fire truck to the New Jersey Fire Engine and Equipment Museum Incorporated. This is going to be, vehicle 6008, which is the oldest fire truck that was still running on the road. It's not up to standards. It is a unique vehicle because there was a limited number of them made, and the museum, which is out of Alair Park, had inquired about it, so we are turning it over for them, for their museum. They are taking it lock, stock, and barrel. We will not get it back because it was basically, at first it was going to be a loaner to them, but no, they're taking the whole thing and we're signing the title over to them.
Move it.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Kurtolo?
Yes. Item number 5, Resolution 2017-147, supporting the Click It or Ticket campaign.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, supporting the Click It or Ticket Safety Belt Mobilization Campaign. This is, again, a reimbursement grant that we received through the federal government. The campaign starts nationally from May 22nd to June 4th, 2017, and we are reimbursed, I believe it is $70 per hour for mobilizing units to remind everybody of the importance of wearing safety belts.
Motion.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mayor Kurtolo?
Yes. Item number 6, Resolution 2017-148, canceling old outstanding court checks.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing the cancellation of old outstanding checks from the Lacey Township Municipal Court bail account. The check that we're canceling was issued in September of 2016. It has never been cashed, and it was in the amount of $18.
Move it.
Second.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mayor Kurtolo?
Yes. Item number 7, Resolution 2017-149, authorizing the refund of the homestead rebate.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing the tax collectors to refund homestead rebates for a disabled veteran. Homestead rebates are given to the townships now to apply towards quarterly taxes. These two that we're reimbursing are for 100% disabled veterans exemptions that were granted in 2016. So the state didn't have the updated records yet, so now we have to reimburse them the amounts that are owed to them from the homestead rebate.
Move it.
Second.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mayor Kurtolo?
Yes. Item number 8, Resolution 2017-150, authorizing the refund of deposits.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing the refund of deposits held for the use of municipal facilities.
Move it. Second.
Second.
Who made the motion?
I did.
Oh, gosh, you were so quiet over there.
Second.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
And Mayor Kurtolo?
Yes. Item number 9, Resolution 2017-151, authorizing the payment of township bills.
Resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing the payment of township bills in the amount of $9,549,854.89.
Move it.
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mayor Kurtolo?
Yes, with abstention on vendor 01021.
Okay.
Item 10, monthly reports.
For the month of April, the municipal clerk's office collected receipts in the amount of $3,947.47. For the month of April, community development collected receipts in the amount of $72,541.50. For the month of April, road opening permits were collected in the amount of $14,580. Recycling commodities in the amount of $671. Truck parking spots in the amount of $2,750. And municipal docks in the amount of $34,100. Motion to accept the reports is read.
Move it. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 11, motion to approve caucus meeting minutes of April 27th, 2017.
Move it.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Item 12, motion to approve township meeting minutes of April 27th, 2017.
Move it.
Second,
Second. All in favor?
all in favor?
I have an add-on.
Add-on?
Yes, I have an add-on. This is a grant for Lenoka Harbor Fire Company. Let me just get my paperwork here. It's Resolution 152. It's a resolution of Township of Lacey, County of Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing the execution of the Volunteer Fire Assistance Grant for the Lenoka Harbor Fire Company. We received this last year as well. It's a reimbursement grant. So their total amount that they're getting is $7,880. We have a 50% match, so we're really going to get reimbursed $3,940. And what it is that there's various pieces of equipment and items that you need to buy for the fire company, personal protective equipment that they need to show receipts for, and then they get the money back to them. Is there a motion?
Motion, second,
Second.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mayor Kurtolo?
Yes.
That's all I had to add on.
Comments from the committee this evening, Deputy Mayor Giuliano.
Thank you, Mayor. Really, there really isn't much to talk about. Everybody sees what's going on in town. I mean, the parks are opening up. Of course, again, I'll bring up, I don't know if anybody's been down to Bayfront Park. It's beautiful. That's all I can say. They're doing an excellent job down there. Veronica, you went out there yesterday, correct?
Today, we were out
you
there for a site meeting today, yes.
I couldn't make it because I was in a meeting in Trenton, but I heard, and I see the pictures here. If anybody wants to see them, we do have a few. If you want to take a look at them, of what it looks at as of right now. Parks are open. Like I said before, be safe, please. Children are out there. That's about it. Other than that, I'd like to wish all the mothers a happy Mother's Day. Enjoy. That's it, Mayor. That's it I'm going to have tonight.
I thank
I'm going to make it nice and short tonight.
Great comments, sir. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Committeeman Quinn.
I'm going to eat up his time because I have a bunch of announcements that the chief sent me over, so. You know, like Nikki said, we're getting into the summer season. It's a great time of year. The parks are open. It's a lot of fun, but it also is a time of year where we start seeing a spike up in our DUIs and different things that, you know, require the police to really get involved. So I have a couple of announcements from the chief that he would ask me to read tonight. The first one has to do with the DUI enforcement. 2017 impaired driving enforcement public notice. DUI enforcement and prevention remains the #1 top priority for the Lacey Township Police Department. The danger presented to the public by motorists who choose to get behind the wheel of a vehicle while under the influence of alcohol and/or drugs is too often realized through a tragic motor vehicle collision. Several DUI arrests in Lacey Township have come as a direct result of a motor vehicle crash investigation. Some of these crashes have been fatal. In 2014, alcohol-involved crashes killed 9,967 people in the United States, accounting for 31% of all motor vehicle traffic fatalities. An average of 1 alcohol-impaired driving fatality occurs every 51 minutes in this country. Throughout 2017, the Lacey Township Police Department is going to continue to detect and deter DUI offenders through both DUI enforcement patrols and approved DUI checkpoints. The Lacey Police Department will be working with their partners in law enforcement throughout the county to conduct these DUI patrols and checkpoints. The intent of these extra DUI patrols and checkpoints is to make sure that the roadways in our town are as safe as possible for the motoring public. There is a zero-tolerance policy here in Lacey Township for operating a motor vehicle while under the influence of alcohol or drugs. If drivers are caught operating their vehicle while impaired by drugs and/or alcohol, they will be arrested. A first offense DUI conviction will result in severe penalties, including but not limited to driver's license suspension and fines, along with potential towing and impound fees as a result of John's Law. Specially dedicated grant funds, for example, the Drunk Driving Enforcement Fund, allows for these additional DUI enforcement details and checkpoints throughout the year. Please, if you see anyone impaired on the road, you know, call the police department, call 911 right away, and we'll get an officer out there and hopefully get that person off the road. Tim, you talking about speedball tournament this week?
Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to-
I got enough for the other stuff. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Another thing coming up tomorrow night, the Lacey Township Recreation Department, with the assistance of the Lacey Township Police Department, have organized a speedball tournament for the Lacey Township Middle School students, 7th and 8th grade only, for Friday night, May 12th, beginning at 6 p.m. This event is being held at the Lacey Township Middle School Gymnasium. The tournament's going to run from 6:30 to 9 p.m. The Lacey Township Recreation Department is arranging for the refreshments and giveaways at the event, while the Lacey Township Municipal Police Foundation has purchased team T-shirts for all the participants. The T-shirts have been purchased in varying colors, therefore each team will have their own color, and the participants will keep their shirts. The event is free of charge to anybody that wants to come out and play. Lacey Township Police Department and the Recreation Department supplied the speedball registration forms. The speedball registration form may include an individual's name, a few names, or may list all the names of the entire team. Students may be grouped into full teams as needed on the night of the speedball event. Lacey police officers have volunteered for the event, and the police officers are going to serve as coaches, referees, and assistants. This is a wonderful opportunity for the students to interact with our police officers in a very positive manner, Anyone with questions about the event, you can call the police department at 609-693-6636, extension 2203. Another event that the chief is putting together, which we had scheduled for last week but got rained out, is he's been doing events over at the skateboard park in Gilly Park here. This event is scheduled for this Saturday night, which unfortunately I think is supposed to rain again. The Gilly Park's skate park evening event will be on Saturday, May 13, 2017 at 6 p.m., depending on the weather. The skate park's going to be open from 6 p.m. until 10 p.m. It has a live DJ. Lighting's going to be provided by the police department with the assistance of the Falcon River and Lenoka Harbor Fire Companies. In addition, both the Lacey EMS and the Lenoka Harbor EMS will be on scene. So Tim, Steve, Peter, if you want to go over, you can ride your skateboard and they'll be able to take you to the hospital.
Absolutely.
I'm going to try to relive my youth, man. Come on.
So there'll be additional entertainment there is what it comes down to.
No problem. No problem.
That was good.
Lacey Municipal Police Foundation, Lacey Township Alliance and partners together, and they're bringing in a mobile gaming trailer to this Saturday's event at the skate park. The mobile gaming trailer will be at the skate park from 7 to 9. Age-appropriate games will be available to the kids. Mobile gaming partner was at Lacey Day last year. We had it out there, and they participated in quite a few different events throughout Ocean County. The skate park is specifically for the use of skateboards, scooters, and inline skates, and no bicycles are permitted. All users are required to wear helmets in the skate park at all times and follow the posted skate rules. Bottled water is permitted in the park. In addition, Tom and Dee's Italian Ice will be on location. And the chief is also scheduling additional skateboard. These events have been pretty popular with the kids. It's a way to get out there and do something on a weekend. Additional skate park events are now tentatively scheduled for May 19th, which is a Friday, June 2nd, Friday, June 30th, and they're all going to run from 6 to 10 p.m. and there'll be additional dates announced after those dates are passed by. Two other things I just want to mention is I know at the last meeting I mentioned that we're having our child safety seat. If you have an infant child, you have a child that requires a safety seat, we're having the inspection again next Wednesday, May 17th, over at the Lenoka Harbor Firehouse from 4 in the afternoon until 7 p.m. It's a great, really a great thing to do if you have small children or you have a newborn or something, to make sure that the car seat is in the car properly. Having become a grandfather last year, I didn't have mine in the car properly, so I learned a lot when I went there. And I can't recommend it, to people that have been out of child rearing for a lot of years. It's well worth going over there and doing it and making sure that your children are safe when they're in a car.
When is that again?
Next Wednesday, Lenoka Harbor Firehouse from 4 to 7, May 17th. And lastly, just as Commissioner Giuliano said, I want to wish all the mothers out there a happy Mother's Day. It's a great time of year, for spring's coming, Mother's Day's here. The weather's going to be lousy, but have a safe weekend and enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you, Committeeman Quinn.
And thanks for your time, Nick.
Committeeman Kennis.
Thank you, Mayor.
I was looking at that.
I would just like to mention that I just want to thank Meridian Health Organization for putting all the pink ribbons around town and decorating the town for its Paint the Town Pink event to raise awareness for breast cancer. And in particular, I'd like to point out that the Tony's General Merchandise Building, owned by the Manafo family, took the extra time to personally go out, and they planted about 100 pink flags in their property. I think it really looks good. It makes the town, gives it that old town charm. And they also went the extra mile, and at nighttime, if you ride past it, they put pink lights all along the borders of their building. So if you have an opportunity, definitely make sure you ride past their building on Lacey Road during the day and night. And also, finally, I do also want to wish all the mothers out there a happy Mother's Day. So, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Committeeman Kennis. Committeeman McDonald.
Thank you, Mayor. I got a lot here tonight. Because recreation is kicking off here, and I just want to go over a couple of things. June 7th is the opening day, the beach party, and we'll have some music down there by DNA, which is a Caribbean-infused steel drum duo. Of course, then we have the grand opening on July 19th about the Beach Street Band, and then there's another concert which I'll talk about later, which will be in August. Beach badges go on sale on Monday. They're $5 and veterans are free. You can, if you need to go over information for anything in recreation, there's a lot of talk out there. There's not a lot to do in this town. I would dispute that and sit there and say, pick up the phone, call 609-693-1100, extension 2203, and talk to some of our rec people there. They'll tell you what's going on out there. Stand-up paddle boarding for kids and for groups. The beaches are coming. The beaches will be open soon. What else we got? Oh, and summer camp's opening up. That's registration starts on Monday. And that's $100. And then I guess whenever the cutoff date is, if you're past the cutoff date, it's going to get more and more expensive. And they also have a before care for an additional fee, and they're limiting that to 50 kids. Last year they were at 37, so there's not going to be a whole lot of room there. I would get involved with that. Farmers Market starts on June 23rd down at the Lacey United Methodist Church, and that's every Friday from 11 to 5 p.m. We're going back there. We did look around for a different space. Unfortunately, it didn't meet the criteria. You know, cooking demos and all kinds of things. I will tell you this, that if your child is bored, pick up the phone, call 609-693-1100, extension 2203. Tell them your child is bored, and they will figure something out for that. I have one other thing. This was in the Wall Street Journal, and this is going to affect Lacey as of May 9th. This is entitled, Trump's administration revs up Nevada's plan for a nuclear waste pile up. What he's done is in his budget, he $120 million to restart Yucca Mountain. And there's been a lot of money spent on that over the years, a lot of controversy about it, and quite frankly, we are not the only ones that's in this position where we could become a nuclear storage facility, and we never signed up for that, and so they're looking at that and figuring out how to get this there. And it's amazing now, as what was in the article, it said that it's amazing that now that I think there's 30 or 40 of us, they're now realizing they got to do something with this stuff because it's the way it is. And it was another part of this article which blew me away was that today there are 99 nuclear power plants provided, and they provide nearly 20% of the nation's electricity. And we also know that by 2025, 60 of those 99 are going offline. So we're going to have a real problem here, not in Lacey, but just as the country, is electricity, because getting these gas power plants to come up the permitting process is just ridiculous. It takes forever. So I just wanted to let people know that we are looking at this. This is something that this township committee talks about at every meeting. We talk about the power plant and what we're trying to do with that. And I thought that was a good thing. Mayor, that's all I have.
Thank you. And I will tell you, I applaud the rec department and the director over there for instituting last year. It was the first year of before care.
Yes.
For working parents that are going up the parkway or down the parkway.
Yeah.
You can drop their children off at one of our beautiful parks.
Yeah.
Beforehand, I think starting at 7:45, but don't quote me. Call 693-1100 and connect to the rec department.
2203, yeah.
Great. Along with the moms, I also want, for their day, because every mother deserves a happy Mother's Day, regardless of the weather. Being liaison to the Veterans Commission and one of the liaisons to the Police Department, I will tell you, we've been talking a lot about Memorial Day. And I want to remind all of the veterans in the town and all of our town people. We're talking about May 29th is Memorial Day. We start the parade on Lacey Road at 10 a.m. If you want to be a part of it, or if you need more information, call Town Hall at 693-1100. But it just seems to get larger and larger every year. We want to see as much participation as possible, show our vets support. The police department have been in touch with the chief. They'll have a color guard there to step off and essentially lead the parade. It's just a great time. I know that everybody within earshot of my voice has attended, and we look forward to your attendance again this year. I had mentioned earlier in the week at another civic organization about our police department. I want the casual observer to know what type of police department that we have, in case you're not in touch, like the people in the audience, or you're up here, or whatever the case may be. Our chief has really done a great job. I mean, he has not only had an enforcement arm. We heard Committeeman Quinn talk about all the outreach, but a lot of those things that Committeeman Quinn just talked about were done by grant, specifically click it or ticket, you text, you drive, you lose, drive sober or get pulled over. I know this factually because I talk with the chief, and I know that he applies for these grants. I know that we've received these grants, and this is nothing new. So that enforcement component is at no cost to the taxpayer. So I did want people to know that. I also want people to know that we had a heroin epidemic summit at Ocean County College this earlier in the week on May 9th, and our chief was prominently featured there with other chiefs, the prosecutor of our county, Joe Coronado, and our sheriff, Mike Mastronardi, and he was taking questions along with Detective Lieutenant Cornelius, another person on our department that is a great person in our department, does great work, and often you don't hear his name. And I'd name each and every one of the men and women in our department, but there's not enough time, but they are so above board in their efforts. So at this particular event, the chief answered questions. I was there with him. It was carried by, I believe, CBS. It's on WOBM's website. It's on OCC's website. So he is really establishing himself, in my opinion, as one of the authorities, especially on this epidemic. And he is dovetailing enforcement with education. I've been out with him several times because of what I do as Intoxicated Driver Resource Center Director for the county. He's been a great partner. Look forward to working with him more in the future. I talked about some of the safety belt mobilization campaigns and things that he has done. Just earlier, I received a text from him. So 2 of those, out of those 3 that I had mentioned, just very recently have added up to $11,000. So you text, you drive, you lose, and the safety belt click it or ticket, $11,000 at no cost, and he just keeps applying through this SAGE system at Highway and Traffic Safety. And the more we're eligible for, like I say to all our department heads, and they have all received grants. We're talking about recreation, DPW, etc. So I really applaud them. In closing, I'd like to bring up one final thought on the budget. There's been some talk in the last couple of meetings, 2 or 3 meetings about the budget. We do what we can do with the budget. We have choices to make. Some of the choices and the decisions that we've made over the years have been to support our departments, and we have supported them. We have made major purchases for our departments. We purchased ambulances, we've purchased a fire engine, and we've purchased heavy equipment and machinery. What we can't do, and what I will refuse to do as sitting mayor, if other mayors or other committee that come after me want to, part of the reason what I'm getting at is why we have such a great credit rating is we're responsible. We do have the opportunity to go out and bond, put 5% down, and sign our township's names to debt. I don't want that to be our legacy up here. I think the 4 gentlemen up here have agreed with me in that, and I applaud all of them for their efforts as well. We could do that. We shouldn't do that. And I think one of the most poignant comments that was brought up here in the last few weeks was by Committeeman McDonald when he reminded us about the looming specter of a closing nuclear plant, which is our largest tax rateable in the town. And if we don't plan for that, shame on us. But I will tell you, as Committeeman McDonald has just said, and our land use professionals, Stephen and Gary, have said, and Deputy Mayor has said, we have been preparing for that. We have been in Trenton. We've been in touch with our freeholders. We've been in touch with different parts of the law enforcement community. We've been in touch with DEP. We are laying the groundwork to offset some of that cost. And specifically, I'll talk in specifics, the town center designation. So these things and the expertise up here and the people that I'm surrounded with have been very above board in their efforts. But we have to act responsibly. We have acted responsibly. Because we're liaison to different departments, but you know what we're all liaison to? We're liaison to the people. And we and I answer to them. And I think it's important that we act responsibly, and we have. With that, I'll conclude my comments and open the floor to public comment. Any public comment this evening?
Seeing none, I make a motion to close the floor.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's it, we're
Motion to
done.
adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.